Hi, I'm Pete Scargill, and this is the first action camera I've ever had. So you're going to see this from a slightly different perspective to the ones you see where the guys have done hundreds of them. So the whole thing came in a case. It's very well made. It looks like it will take a good dropping without doing any damage to the contents inside. So let's open it up and take a look. So inside we have the camera itself already in its plastic case. Um, it looks and feels quite solid. The top is a little clip-off mechanism. In the pouches up at the top there, we have a number of items, various clips and pieces of adhesive and lens cleaners and straps, more straps, cable ties. And over on the right hand side, as you can see, I'm a little short of room on the desk here. We have a spare back, and we have a camera mount, a standard tripod mount rather, and a USB cable, and a manual which is in several languages, and a guarantee sheet. Right at the start of the manual it is in English, so there's not a lot of information there. Most of it's in just the same thing repeated over and over again in different languages. At the bottom there we have a spare battery. There's already a battery in the camera, and the little arm remote control. To save you getting terribly bored, I've taken all the wrappings off, and we can have a look at the bits. Basically, what looks like an awful lot of stuff are just different kinds of mounts. So if you look at the way that mount fits onto the camera case, most of the other pieces are the same. So you take that off, put the other pieces on. There are bits for bicycle handles and all sorts of different kinds of fixing. As you can see here, I've put the camera itself on charge with the my own micro USB cable, but you get one with it. When in charge, it can look like a mass storage device, or it can look like a webcam. So if we take a look at the controls, on, off, and switch between functions, up and down, not volume controls, and obviously take a picture or take a video. Odd that you don't seem to have a volume control, considering the camera speaks from time to time. You get this handy little gadget which fits on a strap, and it is take a picture or take a video. It has a battery built in, and there is a spare battery with it. However, in order to get the spare battery in, you have to take out 4 tiny little screws. So you're on your own there. You'll need a very small screwdriver. And here's the screen coming up. Ignore the colour fringing there. That's some interference with my camera and that screen. The screen's very good actually. It's very good quality. However, I did manage to crash it at some point so that the buttons wouldn't take any notice of me, which is a bit odd. However, I took the battery out, put it back in, and all was well. Still a bit worrying. Here we go through the menus. I'm not going to take you through the whole lot. Things of particular notice are there's a gyro on there, anti-shake feature, which works very well, and you'll see that later. There's self-timers. You can control the video or picture resolution. It's pretty comprehensive. I think there are about 20 odd items there in a row on the menu. All seems to be in pretty good English. No problems there, unlike some products I've seen recently. It's got Wi-Fi. I actually transferred videos using USB, which is fast enough, but if you want to use Wi-Fi, you can do that. I did look very carefully to see if I could find a volume control, and I'm just not seeing it. So could be me. That's the voice prompt there. It seems pointless because it's just too quiet to be of any use. TV mode. There is a TV output. There's a micro HDMI output on this thing. So they've really thought of everything. 50 or 60 hertz filter. You can format the micro SD card, which they don't provide. I just use a decent SanDisk high-speed micro SD. There's your resolution setting. I do like this. It's neat. I went to the company's website in search of help. I have to say they need to do a little bit of work on the English, as you can see by that top question. However, more's the point, just further down a little bit, as you'll see, as a reference to audio. And basically, what you can see there is that, well, no, there's no mention of controlling the audio at all. There is that back cover, and it's really great that they've given you a spare and it has a protective coating, but really viewing the video is secondary to actually taking the video. So I can't understand why they didn't give you a spare front piece, because if you get that scratched, you aren't taking any more underwater shots.
Video start.
So this is my second attempt. First time round loop recording was on and audio was turned off, so a little bit of wasted time there. Right, so I'm going to take a walk around and we'll talk about the camera and look at some of the features. So I have the gyro and the anti-shake on, which should be giving you a relatively steady picture. I'm on the highest resolution. Personally, I don't really see the point of using anything other than the highest resolution, so I'll not even cover the low res. You can go right down to sub VGA standard if you want to. So this is a cold winter's day in the northeast of England, hence the pretty rubbish sky instead of nice clear blue skies. It's icy. One of the things I've noticed about the camera is there doesn't seem to be any way to adjust the volume. So when it powers up, it talks to you. It says something like ready or something like that, but it's so quiet you can't really hear it. Now, I could have done this recording with a separate camera or recording device, but I thought you know, if you're carrying this thing in your pocket, well, you want to know what it's going to sound like in real use. So apart from an aircraft going by, it's a relatively quiet day, and we're walking along in the countryside. I have to say the camera's nice and light. I think I would have preferred if I'd strapped it to my head or something, but oh, and what have we here? Well, this is a great excuse to try out the close-up. I think this thing gives up at about 6 inches, but let's give it a shot. There you go, one dead mouse. That's about a foot away. That's about 6 inches away. And that's about 3 inches away. Yes, it's a brisk winter's day. Not very pleasant at all. Now, if you check out these videos in about 3 months' time, I'll be over in Spain, and I'll give this a good hammering over there, where we have rather more pleasant weather. Now, I don't have the plastic cover on this, so as I point it near the sun and you see all sorts of reflections, that's what you're going to get off the camera itself. The lens is also clean, I checked that. So this is about as good as it gets when you've got the sun at a low level blasting at you. I'll take a walk back here and I'll do some more close-up stuff. So we're about 7 or 8 inches away from these twigs. and I'm assuming that the focus is just starting to lose it a little bit. Let's have a look. About a foot, about 6 inches, about 3 inches. That's about a foot there. And there we have it. Well, you know, if you look at the cost of this camera, I mean, I've got a quite expensive Nikon camera and it takes much better photos than this, but it doesn't have a gyro. It would be jumping all over the place. Oh, here's my friend. Hello Simba, how are you? Say hello to the camera, son. Yeah. That's a good boy. Are you coming with your dad? Oh. There you go. Say hello to the camera. That's my Simba. You're not impressed, are you, son? You just want to go somewhere where it's warm. I'll put some information up on top of this video to tell you about the camera and judge for yourself. You see a lot of these videos, they take them on really perfect days. Well, life's not like that. There you go.
Video start.
I'm indoors now, and just to see if that makes the sound any better, again I'm using the microphone inside this camera here. Okay. And there you are, we're back to the normal microphone now, so sound quality could be better, but then if you're really concerned about that, do the audio separately on a mobile phone or similar, or something with a proper mic. So I'm going to fire some information up at you now. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and have a look at my technical blog, which I have to say has very little to do with cameras, except that I think this camera could end up being used as a webcam because it's not bad at all.